Greetings everyone, my name is González and I am very happy to be participating on the International Congress of Witchcraft and Magic. And today I'm here to talk to you about abundance, magic, and words. I believe that abundance is our birthright and that we have believed on scarcity and poverty, and that also we have tied abundance very much so to the numbers on our bank account, that we have seen abundance and prosperity as equal as the amount of money that we have. In order to change our thoughts and our relationship with abundance and prosperity, the key is precisely to change the magic on our words and our thoughts. It is said that money is the root of all evil. And some people believe, and some traditions believe, and even some religious texts believe that humbleness is sacredness, and that poverty will bring us to the kingdom of heavens. And I believe the opposite. I believe that as a witch, as a pagan, as a practitioner of an earth-based religion, I should be abundant just as much as nature is abundant. In nature, there is no such thing as scarcity or poverty or lack. There is no energy exchange that is not honor in nature. Everything is balanced, and is rightly so balanced by all of the laws of nature. So let's not forget that we are also part of nature. But where does it all begin? When did we start believing that money was bad? And also, how did we start believing that we were not worthy? Well, it is believed that in ancient times, before the invention of money, people lived through bartering. Everything was an equal exchange of goods, services, and of course, energy. Especially for people who are healers, shamans, witches, those people that would take care of their village. That was their only work, their only job. And the people in the villages would take care of them, honoring the bartering system. And it also happened in ancient times for all kinds of goods and products. The ports were ports of exchange. And then later in time, there was the exchange of goods and spices. Cinnamon was a commodity, and cinnamon was the coin of ancient times for a long, long time. And then came gold, and gold became, the fair exchange. And it all made sense back then. It was balanced, and it was fair. However, when coins were invented, that's when we start seeing a little bit of an unbalance, because it become very subjective. How many coins for these many services? How many coins for these products or materials? How many coins for this many hours of labor? And I believe that's when we start losing the point, that we started losing the balance. And so we were convinced that only those who are wealthy have all of the coins. and we move the idea of abundance and prosperity into how many coins equals how much money in your bank account nowadays equals how prosperous you can be. We forget that abundance is not only about money. Abundance is about the resources that you have, the connections that you have, the gifts that you have, the qualities and the attributes that you have, and those that are given to you, the help that is given to you by others. We also believe that receiving help is indignant, that we are not worthy, or that we shouldn't accept anything without exchanging or paying for it. We have gone so far into believing this inequality that when someone gives us a compliment, we immediately deflect that compliment. And if someone says you have a beautiful voice or your hair looks fantastic, we usually react with a joke. Oh yeah, I took a shower today. Or if someone compliments our clothing, we immediately explain if it was a bargain, where did we get it, and how much we pay. We have forgotten the power of words. And in order to change our relationship with abundance and prosperity, I think we ought to concentrate on the magic of words. I really love a phrase that says, magic is the art of changing our consciousness at will. And in order to change our consciousness, I believe it is crucial to change our language. If somebody pays me a compliment, I have formed the habit of saying thank you. And something in me jumps and wants to explain how much did I pay for that shirt. Or to make the joke that I did indeed took a shower today and that's why my hair looks wonderful. However, I have trained myself to just say thank you. Because thank you is the best answer to a compliment. But going a little bit deeper into the power of our words, something I learned from a Wiccan priest long ago. It's a phrase that changed my life and my world. He said, every word is a spell. That really opened my mind, because I truly believe that when we lead a magical life, everything we do is magic. And that, of course, includes our words and how we express ourselves. The magic of words is amazing. And we use these words to do affirmations, declarations, mantras, prayers, etc. And here is where the energy of the universe comes in play. In magic, in witchcraft, and some people in paganism and neo-paganism believe that the energy that we use for our magic is infinite. That we are not using our personal energy to change the outcome of our desires, but that we are using the energy of the universe. And if you believe that the universe was created on the Big Bang, and that that energy is infinite and is still expanding, that is the energy at your disposal to create magic. In that explosion, in that moment of the Big Bang, there is no time and space, and therefore the energy that we use for magic has no time or space. So whenever we use an affirmation and we say it out loud, and we even say the words, we're going to send the energy out into the universe, That is the energy that we are using, the infinite energy of the universe. So it's really important that we are very mindful of the words we use and how we present our affirmations and our magic. Long ago, a person told me a very simple theory, a very simple formula, on how to create an affirmation. There are 3 rules. Your affirmations have to be on present tense, as if what you want had already happened, and it only should contain positive wording. There is a theory in which they believe that our brain cannot understand the concept of no, or to negate something. So, in using an affirmation to heal, when people say, I'm not sick, what our brain understands is, I am sick, I am sick. So, our affirmation shouldn't talk about our illness, but rather talk about our health. And we can substitute, I am not sick, for, I am healthy. So, if I'm trying to create a mantra, or a repetition, or an affirmation related to abundance and prosperity, of course, the words that I want to use is something like, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am prosperous, I am abundant, I am whole. Those are the words that have worked for me, and those are the words that I would like to share with you. Of course, you can create your own affirmations as specific as you might want them, or as general as you feel that they might work. I truly love to say, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am whole, I am loved. It's kind of covering all the bases, you know. But for some people, when they have very specific needs, they really want to be very clear, and they really want to zero into a specific need. So say John needs $322 to pay rent. So John might choose to say, I have the $322 to cover my rent. Or better yet, he can say, I have covered my rent with the $322 I have. It's a little bit as fake it till you make it, you know. The power of our mind and the power of our words carried out loud really moves that energy within and without. And of course, as we can use positive affirmations in order to bring about abundance in our life, there are some phrases, ideas, and thoughts that I believe every single person will benefit from throwing in the garbage once and forever. And look, do me a favor, if you cannot take absolutely anything else from this talk today, please take what I'm going to say next. Never, ever, ever again say, I'm broke. We are so used to saying that phrase. It is so common, and I can hear witches and priestesses and priests and all kinds of magical people answering to, do you want to buy candy? Do you want to buy this athame? Would you like to buy this robe? And their answer is, I'm broke. My dear goddess, please let us stop saying that. Didn't we agree that we are magical beings and that everything that we say is a spell? Can you imagine the force of saying I'm broke? Even now that I'm recording this audio, I am a little weary of saying it so many times, you know. I have to raise my hands and tell the universe I am teaching here. I am not saying this because I feel it. I actually tried never to say that. A lot of us are looking for new clothes on our closet because we're going to an event or a presentation, or simply because we want to look nice. And there is nothing that we like anymore out of the piles and piles of clothes that we have. And very quickly we say, I have nothing to wear. Really? I have nothing to wear. Unfortunately, there are people in the world who actually say that literally. So if you have clothes on your body, I don't think it's fair that you go to that phrase. And look, I'm not trying to guilt trip you here. I'm just saying, let's be mindful of our words. Let's be magical. When we say I have nothing to wear, I am homeless, I'm broke, I have no money. Those are all affirmations and decrees that I'm putting out there into the universe. And I believe that the universe's sole activity is to grant everything we say and everything we ask for. I have learned and I have bring to my practice that if I don't have the cash at the moment to buy something, instead of saying I'm broke or I have no money, I choose to say I don't think I need that right now, or I am low in funds, or simply the truth, sometimes I have no cash on me. You know, it's about changing our perspective, about changing our consciousness, and about changing our relationship on how we think about money and how we think about abundance and how we go about it in our daily lives. It's about being mindful on how we express ourselves. If I am telling the universe that I am broke, the universe, God, Goddess, Source, whatever you call that force, has no other choice but to grant it to you. You know, you keep saying I'm broke, so you're gonna bring it about you. If you believe it, you will create it. Why do you think I am constantly saying I am very fortunate? And yes, I say it all the time. And I say it to you all the time. Good fortune. Because I wish that upon you. And I wish that on everybody. Because as a witch, I know whatever I send out to the universe is going to come back to me threefold, tenfold, infinite. Also, some people have come to me and said, but Laura, can we do a spell for $1 million? Can we manifest that amount of money? And my belief is yes, of course. There is nothing that we cannot manifest with magic. The question is, do you need $1 million? What would happen if that is manifested? You will have so much. And then you will have all these troubles and tribulations and illnesses and obstacles. And what was supposed to be a blessing is no longer that. Think about just the amount of taxes you will have to pay. Or what if you obtain $1 million and then you get a terrible illness, and now all your money goes into paying bills. I truly believe that nature has a magical balance of wealth and abundance. And I truly believe that all our needs and desires are covered by Source, and that it is like a flow of a river, and we just have to connect into that flow of abundance and prosperity. And I believe the first key to open that flow, it's how we express ourselves about our abundance and prosperity. My teacher used to say, if nature is abundant, why am I broke? Nature is abundant, so I could not possibly have scarcity in my life. I haven't tapped into that flow of abundance because I'm constantly believing on lack of merit, on lack of abundance. I'm believing that money is evil, and I believe that accepting help or the gifts from other people is indignant. I will say, please open yourself up and receive what life has for you, whether it be abundance and prosperity, a gift, a rose, a compliment. Say thank you from your heart. I truly believe that gratitude is the medicine that will heal us from a mindset of scarcity and poverty. How many of us actually sit down to pay bills and say, thank you, Goddess, thank you, Universe, for I can write a check to the electric company so I can pay for the electricity that I already occupied on the last month. Most of us sit down and groan and curse, and we say, I have to pay the damn bills. We are sending our money, we are sending our abundance out in the universe with that sentiment attached. Look, I'm not saying throw a party every time you have to pay bills. Simply understand and be grateful that you actually have a bill to your name and the money to pay it. There are so many people that don't even have a roof over their heads. And again, I'm not trying to guilt trip you here. I'm just trying to show you a perspective. I truly believe that a daily devotion of gratitude is the key to abundance. I started journaling long ago. I will say probably 10 years ago. And part of my daily journaling is gratitude. And even when I have had a challenging day, when everything seems to go wrong, when there is not sunshine on my horizon, I really, really dig deep into my heart to find what am I grateful for today. And even the challenges sometimes, or most of the times I will say, come to teach us a lesson. So, in my journals, I am always grateful, and I always make a note of what did I receive today. Look, I am a tarot healer, a reader, a psychic. That is my job. And I live in the United States, and sometimes people actually give you a tip. It is customary. And there are times when people do not give you a tip, or they might give you $1. $1. And I could choose to think, oh my God, this client was miserable. I cannot believe their bill or their reading was $50 or $45 or $90, and they tipped me $1. Or I can choose to say, wow, that's so cool. Somebody actually gave me an extra $1 when they shouldn't have. You know, to be grateful of anything. How many times do we actually say thank you to the sunshine? How many times do we sit on our table before dinner and think about the farmers and the animals that have given their lives for us? How many times do we actually say thank you to our parents, to our siblings, to our roommates? How many times do we actually say thank you to the universe for I can have a drink of water? Gratitude is key, and gratitude is the window to abundance. When we are grateful, we are conscious. And when we are conscious, we change our reality. And I believe that is magic. I believe all my needs and all my desires are always met by Source. God, Goddess, the universe, however you call that force. That is the source of life. That is the source of everything. And my abundance don't come from the client that gave me $1 in a tip, or from the client that just paid for a $20 5-card reading. They are just a conduit of my abundance. The source of my abundance, my prosperity, and my wealth are God and Goddess, are the universe. The source is Source. We are conduits to each other. And I believe we will benefit always from being grateful and to honor Source, to have that devotion. It was about 10 years ago that I remember a phrase that I was taught as a child. I cannot remember for the life of me who was this man. I do remember it was a man. And he told me, never say you're lucky. Say that you are fortunate. And Goddess Fortuna will smile at you every step of your way. And I seem to have forgotten that. Not to say that I'm fortunate, I've done it all my life. But I kind of forgot my relationship with Goddess Fortuna and how she has been with me every step of the way. It wasn't until a few years ago that I listened to Selena Fox talking about fortune, gratitude, Thanksgiving, and Maven. She was talking about the harvest, the plentiful tables, the horns of plenty, and all the symbolism that accompanies these times, and fortune, and of course, Goddess Fortuna. And it was like a switch was clicked. Ever since I have become a devotee and a priestess of Goddess Fortuna. The first altar that I created for her, I didn't have a statue. I didn't have, at that moment, the cash flow to immediately get a statue of her. So what I did is I printed a photo and I put it on a frame, and I was sure to leave $1 bill here and there to her feet. Shortly after, of course, I was able to put some cash together, and I created their altar. Their altar, because they are together, Goddess Fortuna and God Mercury. They are both living here in my home. And of course, I use a lot of symbolism and a lot of acts of gratitude as my devotion. And if I'm telling you that story, it's not for you to immediately create an altar for Fortuna. You don't have to, obviously. But if you feel inclined to do so, don't even worry about it being glamorous and ostentatious. I, as I said, printed a photo for her. And that's what I had as my altar for the first couple of weeks. When the statues finally came, we did a little ritual to bless the statues, to bless the space, and to have them situated. And ever since, I made a point of collecting something to give it as an offering. So I'm very fortunate that here in the United States, we have gold dollar coins. And every time a gold dollar comes to my hands, it's put on their plates. And I am very superstitious, so I have 2 plates, one for Fortuna and one for Mercury, because Mercury is also a god of merchants and business. So of course, I pay tribute and I do offerings to both of them. And I buy them candles, and I buy them flowers, and I make sure there's a nice tablecloth and that is clean. You know, the little acts of gratitude that help me connect with God and Goddess as deities, or with their names and attributes as archetypes. In whichever way you connect, you can have that devotion. And believe me, it will fill your heart. And I believe the ideas of scarcity and poverty will slowly but surely go away from your mind. There are a lot of symbols that represent wealth and abundance. Of course, some of them are herbs and flowers, and sometimes you can have a big flow of cash to buy this huge range of flowers, right? And other times you might have other priorities where your cash needs to go. But if you have a tea bag, you can actually rip the tea bag and offer those leaves into their altar. And then later you can offer them to the earth. You can draw something, or you can just talk or pray in front of them. There is another color that is related to abundance and prosperity, and a lot of people believe that is the mighty dollar, the color green. Of course they say green, like a dollar bill. I think not. Green, like the earth. What color do you think represents more abundance than the greening of our earth? And as a witch, and a pagan or a neo-pagan, I believe our connection with the color green is magical. That's why it's the color of healing and abundance and prosperity and wealth, because it's the color of life. So anything green. A green leaf, a dollar bill, why not? Or even wearing the color green. Wear it with intention. There are 1 in a million ways to bring abundance magically and to do these little acts of magic. Believe me, I was taken aback when a friend of mine suggested having a spinach salad. Can you imagine that? That is magical and wonderful. Eating spinach and thinking how you are bringing a wealth within your body. How about that? Isn't that great? I mean, the sky is the limit, and your imagination will take you to all these places of abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. It's all about changing your mind, changing your consciousness, and changing your relationship with the way you think about prosperity and money, and changing how you express yourself in relation with money, abundance, and gratitude. I really hope this audio helps you build a better relationship with prosperity, with health, wealth, and abundance. My name is Laura González, and it was my pleasure to share with you on the International Congress of Witchcraft and Magic. I wish you all, of course, the best of fortune, and never forget, you are loved.